Question is, will I ever leave you? The answer is no, 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 no.
Hello, this is Prophetic Flow, Manna from Heaven, and I'm your host, Prophetess Sandra Faye Newsom. I would like to welcome my guest today, Rhonda Shelton. That is one of my daughters. That's the owner of Royalty Nails. And my show today is about early mothers, young ladies that's early mothers. So I want to welcome you today,
Thank you.
daughter. So she's the owner of Royalty Nails, which is 2701 Jefferson Street, and the best nail tech it is. So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I want to ask you some questions about being a mother at an early age.
Okay.
And I want to ask you, how did it affect your life to have kids? What age did you have your kids? And how did it affect your life?
I really don't think that it affected my life.
Mm-hmm.
I just took it really like it was a blessing.
Yes.
Although I should have been listening to no sex before marriage and staying abstinence, but I was young and, you know, things of that nature. But I just took it as it being a blessing.
Yes.
So.
Well, you know, we all live to learn. And life, growing up in life is a lesson learned. So we learn to live and live to learn. So, you know, it is a blessing. Kids are a blessing. And there's a lot of things that we should have waited for in life. But what age were you when you had your kids?
I was 18 when I had my daughter.
Your first?
She's
so you were
9 now.
18. Well, that was a pretty good age. You know, it was young, and like you said, you know, we, as the law said, the Bible, the word says, we are supposed to wait until we get married. But me, myself, you know, had it at an early age. And how did you feel like it affect you? You know, I know you said it's a blessing, but how did you cope with life with having a baby at the age of 18, kind of early, you know, grown but early?
It was kind of hard by me being 18 and I haven't graduated from school yet. So once I got a job and was able to provide for her, like I said, I had her when I was 18. I ended up working and going back to school and getting my high school diploma. So I guess it kind of worked itself out to where I ended up having to quit because I ended up missing days from getting sick and then going back to school. So
yes. So you did good. You didn't stop with school, and that's a good thing. And you know, a lot of things we do in life, we get a lesson and a blessing out of it, and we learn from life. So when did you first move out on your own? Did it affect you far as mentally?
I think it kind of did mentally and physically with not being able to just go and having help, really, I would say, along the way of trying to know what areas to go and get some type of housing or things like that.
So did you, was it hard financially?
It was hard financially. I would say I moved in with my auntie maybe 6 months after I had my daughter, and she was kind of helping me like with getting a job, and then I went to public housing and signed up, and I got approved for a project and whatnot when I was 18. And like I said, I started working, and it got easier after 6 or 7 months because me not really being able to provide her with daycare and financial, being able to pay, it got easier after I got a job in housing.
So did you have help with the family?
My aunt helped me. Yes,
She did a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good. Well, did was the help with the baby from the father? Did he give you help, or it was that you feel like you were raising her on your own? And was it any regrets?
I wouldn't just say that I probably regretted it. I maybe wished a couple of times that I probably would have waited until I was older, financially stable, had some type of stability with my education. That way I would have, what's the word I'm looking for? I would have just my education and stuff kind of laid down. That way I would have, I can't think of the word. just
you would have it
just
better
be-
figured out how
Right.
you wanted what you wanted in life. You know, you would have a better layout of
Right,
life.
right.
But you know, I feel like, you know, you still did good because you're on your own business now. You're on your own bit. You didn't give up.
Right.
And even though the situations in life was a little tough for you, you know, your mind state was in determination. So that's a good thing about it. And you know, how did you feel like people look at you? How do you think that people look at you for having a daughter or some at early in age?
I think African American young females, 16, 18, 20 years old, you know, they basically label us as statistics because that's the age group that, you know, nowadays are having kids before time, before age anyway. So, I mean, like I said, I think they kind of labeled us as a statistic, but as far as really wasn't anybody else thinking or caring, you know, it really didn't matter to me because I know what type of person I was and how to go about things with like handling my daughter. And I had Nicole Barr from Healthy Start actually coming to the house, helping me, teaching me about the
praise
steps
God.
to take with my daughter, or how to correctly change a diaper, or how to actually hold her and wash her and give her a bath and things of that nature. So I kind of had help along that way with her being young as she was. So
what is the Healthy Start that you mentioned?
it's in East Nashville at, what is it? It's the WIC office, I believe, the East Health Clinic or something like that. And it's Healthy Start. You know, they help young mothers 16 and over. It really doesn't matter what age they are. They just, if it's your first child, second child, if you need help with learning anything, or if you need to regroup, or just lessons about a child and how to take care of them the correct way, a healthier way.
Well, praise God. That sounds like a good organization to
It
help
is,
these
it
young
is.
mothers. Now, what do you think about some of the early mothers now, as early as 13, 14, 15, having babies and not striving with life, want to move into, you know, poverty, the projects, and all of them feel like the best thing to do is move in a guy with them, drink, get high, drop out of high school. What do you think about that?
Well, I really, I guess it kind of depend on if your mother was there a majority of the time. And then some young girls still have their mother there and just don't have that tender love and care and that guidance to show them, you know, which ways to take, what path to take in life. So, of course, you know, the only thing they know, and they're seeing everybody else that's maybe 2-3 years older than them. Okay, well, she got it made. She's living in a project. She don't have no light bill, no water bill. She really doesn't have any responsibilities but to get her AFDC check, which is $142, $185 at the beginning of the month, and they think that's really all life has to offer them. So they dropping out of school, they having babies, and then dropping out of school, or drop out of school, then have babies.
Correct.
So, I mean, that's really like all they're seeing. So they really don't have any knowledge of how to go about trying to take the correct steps, because all they're hearing is, well, you need to stay in school, you need to do this, even though it's the right advice. They're just like, oh gosh, I cannot wait to get away from her. She gets on my nerves, or she's doing this because she's drilling in their head the right way to go.
Yes.
So
do you think a lot of these young girls are rebelling against their mother? Because, you know, as a young woman, and when you were younger, some young women don't want to hear the truth. They feel like, oh, mom is just too hard on us. You know, and we want to tell them the right things so they won't go down the wrong road that we went down. You know, we want to try to help them to make life easier for them. It's in the best interest when we tell y'all the things that we tell you. And sometimes, you know, it's like you want to be in the world and doing everything else, you know, that the world's doing. And it hurts us as mothers because we want to see y'all do better, not be like us, but be better than us. So what do you think that could have helped or gave you a mindset to kind of wait or do differently, or may have helped you with your thoughts of even getting pregnant?
I can say I probably started having sex maybe after my grandmother passed. And I know if it was more than 2 girls, which was me in the passenger seat and a driver, there's one in the back seat, I could never go.
Yes.
So once she passed, I mean, all of the stuff that she was instilling in me, it kind of like flew out the door. I'm hurting. I'm missing my grandmama. So I'm just like, okay, I need to get out the house. And I started, well, she let me speak with boys on the phone, talk to them, but it just kind of like got a little wilder once she passed. So I guess they kind of maybe took a little bit of me with her when she passed away.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I love my grandmama.
That's okay.
I do kind of think it's maybe rebellious because by you having a child young, like basically I'm growing up with my daughter now, and I tell her that she be like, well, Mom, I want to own a shop like you. I be like, it's okay to own you 2 or 3 shops, but I don't want you to work in the shops.
Yes.
So long as you own them, that means you can be a little better than me.
Come on now.
So,
yes.
I want you to always think ahead, grow a little more than what I've done in my life.
Yes.
So be better than me.
Yes.
So when they hear you say that, they just like, she say the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to hit it like,
Yeah.
So when I think, and then by, like I said, you growing up with your child, like being the age that we are, so your body's still in shape. So it's kind of like a little jealousy thing going on. She thinks the mama's competing with her, all of this stuff. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Like when it comes to that, and like I said, when you say, be better than me, don't be like me, be better than me. They're not trying to hear it.
They're not trying to hear it, because really they're listening and looking at the world.
Mm-hmm.
And don't you think a lot of these music artists ruining these younger daughters' lives because they feel like they got to wear the smallest clothes? They want to go out to the clubs and they feel like drinking and popping pills or doing drugs is the best thing, the right thing to do. And they see a guy with a car, with rims, and they do anything they can to get in that car and be with that guy when the guy just want what he can get from him. He really don't want anything from him because he feel like they can get a mindset. They just trying to get what they can get. So do you feel like that the music industry with the people that's wearing the smallest clothes, the little artists, and saying the sex, everything is about sex, the songs and what you can do in backseat of cars and, doing other things that they shouldn't be doing. Do you think that's affecting our young daughters and children today?
I think, again, depending on what kind of mother the kids have these days and how they instill being classy, being exquisite, being elegant is the way to be these days. You don't have to show boobs. You don't have to show your hind parts. If they have that type of parent to instill, being classy is the way to go. This is the way you're going to get and keep your man when you get older. As far as them be looking at videos, I think they probably have like at an early age, this is how I'm going to dress, this is how I'm going to be. So they're not listening to their mother telling them, don't be like me, don't have your kid at an early age, don't dress like this, so they're seeing this. So this is what they're thinking they have to do, which really a majority of the people I believe in the videos, they didn't have to go there.